Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please join me in welcoming to the India Today Conclave the two-time Prime Minister of the Kingdom of Bhutan, Dasho Tshering Tobgay. Please give him a very warm round of applause. I had the pleasure of meeting the Honorable Prime Minister in Bhutan a couple of years ago, and there were two things that struck me. And this was my first visit to Bhutan, and it is not just one of the most beautiful countries. For those of you all who've been there will agree with me, but it's also among the most progressive. It is the first country to introduce the concept of gross national happiness rather than GDP as a measure of economic growth. The second is that the erudite Mr. Tobgay is a truly impressive politician with innovative ideas, a committed environmentalist, a cultural advocate, and a yoga enthusiast, inspired, I'm told, he tells me that by Mrs. Tobgay herself. She is here as there, Mrs. Tobgay. Welcome to the India Today Conclave. In his second term that has just begun, Mr. Tobgay has promised to tackle the unprecedented economic challenges that his country faces, including high unemployment and a focus to evolve what he calls, or probably would be, the gross national happiness 2.0. Mr. Tobgay is currently on a mission to boost ties further between India and Bhutan, and I wish him all the best on that. Mr. Tobgay, may I now invite you to deliver your address. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Tobgay.
Thank you for that lovely introduction, Raj. Delighted to be back in Delhi. Delighted to be in India. Delighted to meet old friends and make new friends. Such a warm reception. Your hospitality, your warmth, your friendship is enduring. I had the opportunity of meeting Prime Minister Modi and the government, President, captains of industry, all within a span of 2 days, and here I am today. I did something silly yesterday. At 10 p.m., I had a tooth implant. I extracted a tooth. And at 10 p.m., Dr. Mehta, with very gentle hands, inserted an implant in my lower jaw. I say silly because I knew I was going to meet you. It didn't even occur to me that I may not be able to talk. And if I did, forget about you understanding me, I wouldn't be able to understand myself. So you'll have to forgive me. I'm going to do something else. Silly. Now, I'm going to request you to indulge in me and close your eyes. If you close your eyes and imagine, if you will, that you are a king. You're an absolute monarch. You love your people, but what's more, your people love you. You are developing your country. You need to take care of your people, their health. You need to take care of the elderly in society. Will you give them free health care? How will you define your health care? You want to take care of your children. What type of education system will you build, and will it be free? You want to honor your ancestors. And keep your traditions and culture alive. You want to keep your brand, your unique culture for your future generations. And you also want to keep your environment for your future generations. Would you as king do all that? What type of economy would you build for your country? Would it be driven mercilessly by market forces, or would it be sustainable? And would you divide the proceeds of your economy through all the people? As king, you will need a government. You could rule as a philosopher king or a benevolent dictator, but would you instead choose to introduce democracy for your people? You are king. This is your country. What would you do? Some of you still have your eyes closed. You can open them. Thank you for indulging in me. This is the story of Bhutan. If you said yes to most of what I asked, you believe in gross national happiness and you believe in the ideals and principles introduced by our kings. Their overarching emphasis has been the well-being and happiness of their people. By balancing economic growth, which is a necessity, with social progress, cultural preservation, environmental protection, and good governance. Our kings have come a long way. Bhutan have come a long way. We have come a long way. This journey has been, by and large, successful, and I dare say it has been successful because of the friendship, goodwill, and unconditional support of the government and people of India.